I'd like to share an insight that just came. I believe that after awakening, you start to draw past experiences, a group of people, certain stereotype perhaps, of the stages in your life, things you have experienced, had fun with, and these circumstances are coming back to perhaps get rid of a judgment you've had towards it. Unknowingly, but you had a judgment. Another way to look at it, you also gain character through these circumstances. You gain because you accept after you release the judgment towards these things, and you learn to accept that these are all the parts of stages in life, the people that you hung out with, the music you liked, the connection. It's having to make that connection on this time, on planet, that it comes back to you and you just embrace it wholeheartedly. You just embrace that part of you. I had a stage where I worked at a hip-hop clothing store for a couple years. It's really odd that I'm in there because I don't really dress hip-hop. I don't really listen to too much mainstream rap music or go clubbing, right? I'm not ever going to the hip-hop clubs. And the part about hip-hop, I was judging myself to fit in the norm of what society connected hip-hop with. Clubbing and girls and drinking and gangsterism. It isn't about that. It was about the stage that I was in. The people I surrounded myself with and the culture. I have a Facebook friend. She's a light worker. Her profile picture isn't there. So I think after a week or so, she started posting some videos. Then I realized she's Black. For her husband's birthday, they made a video of him that was a part of my life, and I denied it because I didn't fit in the norm. I denied that part. But now I embrace it wholeheartedly because it comes from a deep bottom of sincere appreciation for that part of my life. It is the way of universe reminding us. It is a way of universe reminding us that these are all little pieces of the puzzle of your life. And they're all great because it makes up who you are. When you are reflecting into your life moments, transmute that memory. When it comes back, You're in the moment. You're transmuting it, digesting it completely, and spitting that shit out. And just learning to alchemize and seeing that moment as a positive one. Because there's always, through something that you do not like, it's always about the contrast and for you to see the light in every situation. Circumstance number 2. In high school, I hung out with a whole bunch of Filipinos, and they were really good to me. I've been to many Filipino houses, and they treated me very generously. You know, surprisingly, I spoke few words, not few, but maybe around 30 words that I know of Tagalog, and it's pretty good for me. It kind of ended sour with the connection that I had to Filipinos. The job that I work at, it's, mostly 80-90% Filipino. There was a judgment there too, as well as the marijuana thing. Because when I left Canada, it just legalized, right? Last October. I'm meeting people that's just smoking weed, and it's very common for most of the people that you know, they all smoke weed too, right? So there's another judgment there, and now it's all coming back. It's whether if I imposed it, I had a setting about it, or it was from the collective consciousness, right? There was an awakening to now weed is legalized. When you can see the concepts of spirituality and apply it really just by practicing universal law, it is all you need. And this is why spiritual experiences are so dope, like that. In closing, when I carefully observe my surroundings, and have the understanding of spirituality, especially after awakening, when you're all charged up with your spiritual knowledge and lessons, and at every moment, not even now, just big life events now, it becomes every moment. When you observe, everything has a connection. And I think these surroundings of all the judgments that I've had is for that karmic lesson or whatever it may be, to get rid of that shit and let it go and deal with it inside. When you have dealt with them, it's a rock lifted from your shoulder, whether if you know it or not. But when you deal with it, then you can feel the energy. It lifts off. And that is called Ascension 101.